Hey guys, welcome to Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews. I am your host Boise, and this is SmackDown Live Review. Can Kofi Kingston keep Kofimania alive in a huge gauntlet match? If he wins, he will go to WrestleMania to face Daniel Bryan for the WWE title. We also have the return of the Kevin Owens Show, and Bayley and Sasha Banks make their debut on SmackDown Live as the women's tag team champions. This and so much more, guys. Let's get straight on with it. Let's hit the music. So we kicked off the show with The Miz, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, this was most likely The Miz's best promo since the Talking Smack promo against Daniel Bryan. It was such a hard-hitting promo. I was like, wow. I was impressed by the range of emotions and, ability The Miz just showed in this one little promo. It just opened up the storyline completely, and for me, it was a fantastic job The Miz has been able to do right now. He's been able to turn the WWE audience from hating him to loving him, and even chanting "you deserve it," like not for getting beaten up, but for getting the respect of the WWE universe. And that is an impressive, feat for someone like The Miz, who a lot of people for a long time did not rate him as a huge superstar. But for me, yes, this one promo has turned The Miz versus Shane McMahon into, it's going to be a good build-up match. It's going to be good. It's going to be fine. So I need to see this match at WrestleMania now, and that is all thanks to The Miz. Now, hopefully the creative team, the writing team, can keep up with this momentum and really push with it, because I am excited to see where it goes. The Miz even pushed Kofi Kingston as well. Impressive to see that. Miz never really pushes anyone, so him stating talking about Kofi Kingston as well in his promo really got the crowd really excited for the main event itself. So amazing job from The Miz in this opening segment. Like I stated, it's definitely The Miz's best promo in a long time. So I'm going to give this a 3.5 star. I think it was a great start to open the show. It really builds up the Shane McMahon and Miz feud for WrestleMania, and I'm just excited to see where this goes, guys. But yeah, 3.5 star. Next up, we had Bayley and Sasha Banks finally make their debut on SmackDown Live. That's right, the women's tag team champions have announced that they will defend the titles on any brand, NXT, Raw and SmackDown, yet they haven't turned up onto SmackDown yet, and this is the first time, and straight into a match, which kind of caught me off guard because I was expecting it to be like a promo between them and the IIconics, but I'm actually happy that this was the case. It was a decent match. Now, I'll talk about the match in a second, but I will give massive credit for the IIconics here. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay are two amazing characters, and probably two of the best characters SmackDown Live have, but are very underused. And they are just a fantastic team. They are a team, and that's the whole premise for them. And it's really nice to see them really shine lately, challenging Bayley and Sasha Banks, calling them out, telling them, you're not coming to SmackDown Live. You've never come to SmackDown Live. You won't come to SmackDown Live because you're too scared. But they did, Bayley and Sasha Banks, to give them credit. Yes, you can see the difference between Peyton Royce and Billie Kay's ability in the ring between Sasha Banks and Bayley, but their characters kind of hide that, and that's a good thing for me. The outcome was perfect. The IIconics did get the victory, the right decision, by the way. I was hoping if they win the match, I was like, they're going to give it to Bayley and Sasha Banks, cut off the SmackDown line there and just focus on Raw, but no, they allowed Peyton Royce and Billie Kay to get the victory, the right decision yet again. And this now gives them hopefully a title opportunity going into WrestleMania, because let's be honest, they're one of the most over women's tag team in all of WWE, and they deserve to be at WrestleMania going for a title. So yes, I think this was a great shout. Bayley and Sasha Banks were fantastic. It was good to see them on SmackDown. I wish we saw like an interaction between them and Becky Lynch and Charlotte, the 4 horsewomen of WWE. That would have been nice, but no, we didn't get to see that. That's a bit of a shame. Hopefully we'll get to see that in the future. But I'm I was happy with this match. Basic match. Did exactly what I needed to, so I'm going to give this a 2.5 star. Next up, we had the new and improved KO show. That's right, the Kevin Owens Show is back, and he's got his new graphics. And this week's guests were Becky Lynch, the man, and Charlotte Flair, the queen. Really good little promo here. It didn't really add anything to their WrestleMania match, but WWE Creative are really smart on this. Because they don't need to do much. They literally just get him in the ring, let him talk for a little bit. KO is just brilliant at this, and I will give him credit for just stirring the pot. Because he just plays that character. And yet again, he bigs up Kofi Kingston before the main event as well, which was good to see. Really building up the main event in little bits, like little sneakily, in little promos and everything like that. Just other people go, Kofi Kingston. And I was like, yeah, you know, really getting the crowd amped. Every time they mentioned Kofi Kingston, the crowd reacted perfectly to it. So really good work there from WWE Creative there. And KO said, look, my motto is fight anyone. And on the Kevin Owens Show, why are we talking? Let's just fight. And Becky and Charlotte start bickering, and Becky just punches Charlotte out, which is great. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't add up to their WrestleMania match, but it's just good to put Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair on TV, let them brawl for a bit. It really adds up to their WrestleMania match, which is going to be exciting. Let's be honest, right now Becky and Charlotte are carrying that feud towards WrestleMania, while Ronda Rousey is discovering her new attitude. Kevin Owens, I will say, I reckon he stole that tie. Yes, he had a necktie on, and it just looked like he'd just gone backstage, go to someone and go, give me a tie, I need it for sure. And that's what I reckon really happened. But I'm going to give this a score out of 2.5 out of 5. I think that's a fair score. It, like I said, doesn't really do well, and it gives Kevin Owens some TV time, even though he wasn't really involved in it that much. This moved us on to the main event of the night, Kofi Kingston's Gauntlet match. Now, if Kofi wins the Gauntlet match, he will be added into WrestleMania and take on Daniel Bryan for the WWE title. So this was the match I was looking forward to all week. When it got announced last week, I was there like, I got to see this. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to watch it, and I'm glad I did. This was a roller coaster, emotional match throughout it all. Mainly because you just didn't know where WWE were going to go. How were they going to swerve us in any way if they were going to? And they did a absolutely fantastic job. The first opponent for Kofi Kingston was going to be Sheamus, but before the match even started, we had Daniel Bryan and Rowan come out. Daniel Bryan addresses the WWE Universe again, cuts a fantastic promo, and it's just a stellar promo talking about how Kofi Kingston is unworthy to be in this Gauntlet match. Very good promo. I'm adding it into the Gauntlet match because it all felt like it all fitted into one part, one whole big part for me. The match itself against Sheamus, a little bit longer than the others. It was, for me, the longest match out of all of them, but it was the hardest hitting. Sheamus is a hard hitting competitor. Kofi Kingston looked absolutely knackered. It looked like Kofi could have lost it in the first match of the night, which was great. It was like, oh, is he going to lose it? Is he going to win? And it was that like relief when he actually beat Sheamus. He managed to beat Sheamus, and then Cesaro, his tag team partner, who was helping Sheamus a little bit outside the ring during his match, jumps back in, so he's the second man in the Gauntlet match. Really another hard hitting match, really working Kofi's legs. So no one else worked Kofi's legs, and Sheamus and Cesaro kind of worked that into the match, that they'll go for Kofi's lower back, his legs, and work on that. But no one else really did that, and that was a bit of a surprise for me. I thought, well, Sheamus and Cesaro will be working on it, and then others will come in and they will start working on it. But no, they didn't. It was just Sheamus and Cesaro, and that was a bit like, interesting there. But no, again, Kofi manages to get the victory. That's, and they kept on popping it backstage as well, watching Big E and Xavier Woods, and they started getting a crowd watching this monitor, and I thought that's if I was working there, I would have gone to a monitor to watch this match, because I know it would have been a great match. Next up was Rowan. Rowan comes out, and it's just a destructive match at this point now. Rowan is definitely being ordered by Daniel Bryan. Go out there, destroy Kofi, whatever it takes. Rowan uses a chair, he gets disqualified, so Kofi's down to just 2 competitors, but Rowan's not finished with him yet. He picks him up, puts him through a table, just absolute destruction on that side. Then it's Samoa Joe. It's like Corey Graves at this stage is like, Joe, just finish the match off. Give Kofi some, you know, give him some peace of mind and just end the match quickly. Show him some mercy, Joe. And it was a hard hit match. Again, Kofi's reluctant to give up, and you can hear Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton just getting more and more into this match. Corey Graves is getting more and more concerned, but he's starting to build up to Kofi winning this match. Kofi again gets a shock victory. Samoa Joe just can't believe he's been quickly pinned by Kofi Kingston at this point. This is twice now in the week where he has been pinned quite in some way like that. He goes all out, destroys Kofi Kingston, and then last but not least, it is Randy Orton. After Samoa Joe has been dragged off Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton comes out. They have a bit of a back and forth a little bit. Kofi's absolutely destroyed at this point, but he's just unwilling to give up. And this is a good little bit here where Randy Orton's in front of the camera. He's beating Kofi on the side of where the crowd are, and he just goes stupid. And it's just I remember back when they had that feud a few years back, and when Kofi said it back to Randy during their tag team match against each other, and then going back again against each other. And then we'll go to a commercial break, come back, and then Kofi and Randy Orton in the ring, and the commentator says Randy Orton had an opportunity to get a 10 count victory, but he was too eager to destroy Kofi in the ring, and it did cost him, because a few minutes later Kofi gets a quick pin up again. Kofi wins the Gauntlet match. Big E Xavier comes out, the crowd is just going excited. I was like, right, there's 7 minutes left of the show here. What's going to happen? Is someone going to come out? As all the guys who have just been in the Gauntlet match is going to come out and beat the crap out of Kofi Kingston? And no, worse, a lot worse happened. My heart is sunk at this point. Vince McMahon comes out. He thanks Kofi for a fantastic match and just goes, by the way, you just have to beat one more man, and it's this man here. And it's none other than the WWE champion, the new Daniel Bryan. He tells Xavier and Big E they have to leave the premises. If they don't, Kofi will be forfeiting the match. They leave the match. Just absolutely, you could see the crowd just heart sink at this point. It's a hard fought. Kofi does get a bit of momentum, tries to push back Daniel Bryan, but the fresher Daniel Bryan is just too strong and too fresh to take advantage of, and he does get the victory, leading to that Kofi Kingston will not be going to WrestleMania right now because he lost the final match of his Gauntlet match. This was heartbreaking match. It was so up and down. The emotions were just getting higher and higher every time someone got eliminated, and Kofi got one step closer. When he eliminated Randy Orton, you just heard the whole arena just chanting Kofi, Kofi, and that is just brilliant. For me, with the heartbreak of what Vince McMahon did as well, I just can't wait to see what happens next week. Again, this is just making you want to watch next week. How's Kofi's got to go to WrestleMania? Kofi needs to be at WrestleMania. How is he going to get WrestleMania? These are questions we're going to have to wait for next week. But a really great build-up. I love the story, how it's going right now with Kofi Kingston's WrestleMania. I'm going to give this a 4, half 5 star. It's just an amazing Gauntlet match, and the swerve at the end, and Vince McMahon just being a petty man like that, and it just works out great. And there you go, guys, that was SmackDown Live for this week. Pretty much we had 2 backstage interviews as well, which I'll quickly talk about. We had AJ Styles confirming he's signed a new contract, and that building up his feud against Randy Orton. Again, Randy was during the Gauntlet match, which I thought AJ would have got involved in at the end, but no. But good little backstage. Again, AJ building up the Kofi Kingston match. And then we had Rey Mysterio as well with his son Dominic. Wow, Dominic's got tall. He made a big announcement for WrestleMania. He has a title match against Samoa Joe for the US title after pinning Joe last week. Brilliant. Rey Mysterio definitely deserves to be on the card of WrestleMania no matter what, and I'll be excited to see where this goes. For me, SmackDown Live was such a good show this week. The promos really led to a lot more to WrestleMania. I think The Miz was just absolutely brilliant, and I think the Gauntlet match with the swerve at the end was just a great storytelling match. It's emotional, it made me angry, sad and excited all in one match. What do you want? That just shows you the power of wrestling. If you can have those emotions in one match, that just tells you how good it really is on SmackDown Live right now. So for me, I'm going to give SmackDown a final score of 3.5 stars. I think everything just is working out right on SmackDown Live. It was a lot less matches, but they just did a fantastic job. But what was your favourite part of SmackDown Live, guys? Leave it in the comments below. If you do like our videos, please like, subscribe and press that bell to keep notified. And if you want to follow us on the old Twitter, it's at SmackTalkYouTube. That's a U, VinTube. And if you want to follow me on the old Twitter, it's at Boise88. And I'll see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews.